Graphing equations that are additive or proportional. Here we go. So we've got an additive equation on the right, or on the left, y equals x plus 2. As soon as you see that, hopefully you're going to realize that the y-intercept is 2, hopefully just knowing your equation vocabulary. So there's your y-intercept. Now proportional, for proportional relationships, the y-intercept is 0, always for proportional. Now in class we've talked about y real quick. You could think of this as 2x plus 0, and we said over here the constant is always the y-intercept, so 2x plus 0 is, so 0 is the y-intercept. All right, moving on. Take two. All right, graphing equations, additive and proportional equations. Here we go. So you've got your y equals x plus 2 over on the left. You've got y equals 2x on the right. Now, you could make tables and plug in numbers and work them out, but the goal of this video is for you to be able to look at this equation and see immediately that it's additive, and you're going to know that the y-intercept is 2 by looking at this one. The constant is 2. You know the y-intercept is 2. Over here, we know as soon as we realize it's proportional that the y-intercept is going to be 0. You could think of this as 2x plus 0. Therefore, the y-intercept is 0 since the constant is 0. All right, so we have over here the slope will be 1 over 1. So additive, one thing you could do is just remember for any additive relationship, the slope's always 1 over 1. You could also think of this x as being 1x. So there's another proof that the slope is going to be up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, and there you go. You could also reverse the pattern. Over here on the right with proportional, the slope is going to be 2 over 1. You think of 2 as 2 over 1, and you're going to be thinking of that as a up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1. If you're not understanding how to apply slope, you can check out some of my other videos. You could go left 1, down 2. You could reverse the pattern, and that's what your line's going to look like. Let's check out a couple more. We've got y equals x minus 2. We see a constant of -2. We know the y-intercept is -2. There it is. Over here on the proportional side, we don't see a constant. You could think of the constant as 0. The y-intercept is going to be 0. So there you go. Back on the left side, the additive is going to have a slope of 1. So you're going up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, and so on. You can apply the same pattern there. Over here, the slope is 1/2. Up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2, and there it is. Moving on. You've got an additive on the left, proportional on the right. This time on the additive side, we've got a constant of 3, so the y-intercept is 3. You mark that y-intercept. Over here on the right, that 1/3 is not a constant, it's a coefficient, so it has a constant of 0. You can think of this as 1/3 x plus 0. The y-intercept is 0. And then for over on the left side, the slope is 1 over 1. You could think of that as 1x. Up 1, right 1, and so on. You can reverse the pattern. There you go. For proportional, you've got the slope being 1/3. So from that y-intercept, you apply the slope, up 1, right 3. Or you could go left 3, down 1, just reverse the pattern. There you go. So now we are going to match equations to graphs. So we've got y equals 1/4 x. Ideally, you'd look at this first one and realize it's proportional. So therefore, you could narrow it down to your first and third choices because those show a y-intercept of 0. We see that the slope is 1/4. That's going to apply to this line here, up 1, right 4. And there you go. The next one we have is y equals 3x. We've got a slope of 3. Over on this, it's a proportional, so over here it's hitting at 0, 0, up 3, right 1. That's where it's going to go. Looking at this next equation, I'm tuning into this minus 4. That's a y-intercept of negative 4. The constant's negative 4. It's going to have to be with this one. The line's hitting the y-intercept at negative 4. Over here, this final one, now probably most of you are just going to match it up, but let's just double check. It's a constant of 1. The y-intercept is 1. That's why it's going to go there. We're going to do another set of these. Y equals 2/3 of x. It's proportional. We could narrow it down to the first or last one. We see a slope of 2/3. That's up 2 right 3. That's going to match with this second graph. It's proportional. It has a slope of up 2 right 3. The next one is y equals 3/2 x. It's proportional. We can narrow it down to this last one over here. And it's up 3 right 2. So our slope is up 3 right 2. So that's where we're going to match it. Y equals x minus 3. I'm tuning into that negative 3 constant. That means the y-intercept is negative 3. It's hitting the y-axis at negative 3. I'm matching it up. Then we have y equals x plus 3. I'm matching my constant of 3 with the y-intercept of 3. So there you go. I hope this helps. That's about it. Best of luck to you.